So, there are early reports of the newest Indiana Jones movie. And from everything that everybody's saying, this is going to be the last ride for Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, who is 80 years old at this point. So, it's understandable that he's ready to let Indy go and he's ready to retire. As you can see from this image, it looks like he's going into the sunset. Well, early reports is that it's a permanent walk into the sunset. Indiana Jones in the new Indiana Jones movie will die. That is just an opinion. That is just, what they've been saying. This is news from Screen Rant here. I'll give them their due. But it says, in anticipation of Empire's upcoming cover issue of the long-awaited movie, 10 new details about Indiana Jones have been revealed. While the movie has yet to receive an official title, Indiana Jones 5 already has plenty to be excited about ahead of its long-delayed June 30th, 2023 release. The upcoming action-adventure film brings back Harrison Ford as the title archaeologist, who was last seen in 2008's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, defeating the KGB and marrying longtime love interest Marion Ravenwood. Now the aging adventurer is back for one final outing, which appears to be his most dangerous and time-sensitive, quote-unquote, there you go, time-sensitive battle yet. Well, another rumor is that there's going to be time travel involved, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character there, she is... Now, there have been different things that have been said about Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character. I'm not sure which one is correct. Some say she's going to be a student of Indiana Jones, or a niece of Indiana Jones, or, there have been several things that have been said, so I'm not exactly 100% sure about what she's going to be. But there are rumors that, again, Indiana Jones is going to die at the end of this movie. Now, there are other rumors that there have been several endings of Indiana Jones shot. 6, possibly 7. Now, in most, if not all, of these endings, Indiana Jones dies. There are several different rumors, again, speculating how Indy will die. Now, there are a few where... Now, again, time travel is involved in this story. Now, I don't know how time travel is going to be involved, but time travel will be involved. And old Indy and Phoebe Waller-Bridge will go back in time somehow, some way, and meet up with the younger version of Indy. They're going to use CGI trickery to make the older Indiana Jones younger. They're going to put Harrison Ford's face on a body double and have the, CGI his face, and he's going to, look like young Harrison. Now, rumor is a couple of these endings has young Indy getting killed and old Indy fading from existence. Because if you know how time travel works, if you kill the younger version, the older version doesn't exist. Which in and of itself would create a time paradox. They'd be caught in an endless loop. Because if you kill the young Indy, the old Indy fades from existence, but then there would have been no reason for the old Indy to go back in time if the young Indy didn't exist, so then that would whip it into a time loop. So, more or less, Indiana Jones and Phoebe Waller-Bridge would be caught in an endless loop of time where Indy dies, old Indy fades out, and then all of a sudden they're shot back and they're repeating the entire situation over and over and over and over for eternity. They'd be stuck in a time loop. But these are movies, so it'll be different. But a couple of these endings, young Indy gets killed, old Indy fades out, Phoebe Waller-Bridge picks up Indy's hat and whip and becomes Indiana Jones. You see her going through the, I guess, a montage of Indiana Jones's adventures, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Temple of Doom, everything else through that, like the timeline that she would have done instead of Indiana Jones. So she becomes Indiana Jones. And all that also is leading into a Indiana Jones TV series where I suppose Phoebe Waller-Bridge would be Indiana Jones. Now, rumor is that her character, whatever her character, whoever her character would be looking for a way to bring Indiana Jones back somehow. I don't know how true that is. But from everything that I have been told, or not told, but everything that I have looked up, people who have seen the endings don't like the endings. They really don't like the endings. Because there's one thing that you should not do, and that is kill off Indiana Jones. Now, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull may not have been a great movie, but in my opinion, they did end it in a great way. Indiana Jones marries Marion Ravenwood. They walk off into the sunset, a married couple. You should have just let that go. That should have been the last movie. But Disney bought Lucasfilm. They're going to use their property. So that's just the way it is. Now, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do is kill off Indiana Jones. Let the character retire. Let the character, whatever happens to the character, let the character retire. You know, keep the character alive, let the character retire, then Phoebe Waller-Bridge can take over after he's retired and go on her own adventures. But Harrison Ford, no more Indy. He's retired, he's done. He's going to sit mint juleps on the porch with Marion for the rest of his life. That's it. Done. Let her go on her own adventures and do her own thing. Don't kill off the character, and especially don't replace the character in that way. The young Indiana Jones is killed off, thus the old Indiana Jones fades from existence, and she picks up his hat and his whip. In my opinion, that is a disgraceful way to end that big of a character's existence. Disrespectful is what it is. At the end of the adventure, Indy should, if Harrison Ford says he's done, this is it. That's, the end of Indiana Jones for him. And, and that's fine. The man's 80 years old. He deserves to... But what he deserves is for the character to go out in a good way, not wiped from existence. At the end of the movie, Young Indy should be alive. Old Indy should be alive. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character and Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, should return to the present somehow, however how it's going to be. But they should return to the present. And Indy should hand his hat and his whip to her. If that's the way they're going to do it, hand his hat and his whip to her and say, go have your own adventures. And at that point, then she can take over. She doesn't have to be quote unquote Indiana Jones in that case. She goes off and has her own adventures. You know, if you're going to retire the character, at least retire the character. Don't kill the character. You know, Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, they seem to be on this, let's replace all the male characters with a female character and send them out on their own adventures kind of trip. And nobody's accepting that. Nobody likes that. It's not working. But they keep doing it over and over and over. And it's just, come on, Disney. Nobody likes this. The fans don't like this. And you're about to kill off one of the greatest characters in fandom. And disrespectfully replace them. Now again, if you're going to retire a character, if you're going to put a character out to pasture, if this is going to be Indiana Jones' last ride, literally retire him. At the very end of the movie, have him say, I'm done, my adventuring days are over. Here you go, and hand her the hat and the whip. Go off on your own adventures. Have a life. Have the thrill of a lifetime. That's the way it should end. You know, Indiana Jones, successful in his last adventure, retires with Marion, and, you know, that's it. I'm done, you know. If he wants to keep teaching, he can keep teaching, but if he just, you know, he wants to retire, then just full out retire. Retire the character. I'm done. My adventuring days are over. Killing off the character and replacing the character? I honestly don't care if it was Phoebe Waller-Bridge or Mutt from the last movie. Shia LaBeouf. It would be disrespectful. Let's say Shia LaBeouf comes back. Shia LaBeouf, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Let's say he comes back. Just theoretically, he comes back. Indy and him go on an adventure and get thrown back in time. Old Indy gets killed. Or young Indy gets killed and old Indy fades away. If Shia LaBeouf picked up the hat and the whip and carried on the adventure, it would still be disrespectful. It doesn't matter who replaced Indiana Jones. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. It's still full of disrespect for the character. Worst case scenario, you kill off the old Indy. The young Indy lives on to do the adventures that he already has done. But you kill off old Indy. At the end of that movie, what you do, you hand the whip and the hat to Marion. And you say you are so sorry. He didn't make it back. If you're going to kill the character off, you kill the character off that way. Young Indy goes off and has his adventures. Old Indy, unfortunately, dies. hand the whip and the hat to Marion. And that's the way the movie should end. If you don't kill off old Indy returns to the present with Phoebe Waller-Bridge and hands her the hat and the whip. Have your own adventures. You go from there. People still may not accept it, but it's a much, much, much better way to end the career of a beloved character. I don't know if anybody has the same opinion or not. I hope they do. But in my opinion, that would be the best ways to end Indiana Jones. Kill off old Indy if you have to. Hand the whip and the hat to Marion. Say, I'm so sorry he didn't make it back. And your credits roll. Show the emotions. Do all that, but credits roll. Don't show him getting replaced. Just let it go. If you're going to retire him, at the end of the movie, him and Phoebe Waller-Bridge make it back to the present. He's sitting on the porch with Marion, having coffee or whatever. Phoebe Waller-Bridge comes up to visit. He hands her the whip and the hat and says, go have your own adventures. I'm done. Two best ways to end the movie right there. But I guarantee that's not how they're going to do it. Not the way they've been running things at Disney lately, especially with Kathleen Kennedy. I guarantee she's going to be replaced. Or he's going to be replaced. Indy's going to be replaced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's the way Kathleen Kennedy wants it. She's been fighting every step of the way. And I guarantee she'll get her way. And it's gonna suck. Thank you all. Anybody that watched the video, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Very much appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.